Hey Katie, I've looked over your lesson plan and here's my feedback. Overall, this is a really good lesson plan. I think that it's solidly, it hooks the kids and it solidly transitions them into their guided and independent practice. I really only see places for a few little tweaks. Let me show you, okay? All right, so scrolling. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so you're asking them about a topic that they're passionate about and listening for those cues on opinion. Perfect. I love that. Okay. Now, when you move into this, tell the students that the key to expository and informative writing is choosing a good topic to write about. Just a tiniest little tweak here. You might want to say one of the important things is choosing a good topic to write about, right? Because otherwise kids will think, I chose a good topic, therefore I earn an A, right? You gotta be thinking about the adolescent mindset, okay? And then I love that you acknowledge that they should be talking about audience and think about audience. One thing I'm wondering about is you have this stuff scripted out in here is, will you be teaching them in multiple modalities, over on this differentiation side? Will you go ahead and draw the triangle with the circle around it so that they have that visual reminder of what you're talking about? And what are the students to be doing while you're doing all this talking? Should they be note taking? Are you going to provide guided notes? Things like that. So really be thinking not just what you're saying, but how you're doing it and what the students are doing, okay? This piece, hold on, where was it? Here, right here. You say to choose points. Where did it say? You said to choose points and make sure that they're strong points. Here, right here. Remind them that these points need to be strong and make the paper flow. Okay, these are very subjective words, all right, strong and flow. You need to make them concrete for the students. So when you say remind them that these points need to be strong, you need to talk about the criteria for that. What makes a point strong versus what makes a point weak? That way this becomes a skill that kids can take outside of the classroom and use on their own because you've given them criteria rather than them making a choice like, oh, is this strong, is this weak? And the only option they have is to bug you for the answer, okay? Same thing, when you say make the paper flow, turn that into a concrete skill for them. You need to be using X, Y, and Z strategies to do that so that way it becomes a skill they can internalize and take outside of the classroom, okay? I'm a big fan of the graphic organizers. I think that helps kids. And I love that you put it up on the Elmo and walk through it with them. I think that that's really helpful. And here is an area where you definitely do a good job at teaching with multiple modalities, okay? All right. I like that at some point, you stop with the verbal check for understanding. Do you get what you should be doing, what I've asked you to do, things like that. And then you lead them into the guided practice right there in class so that if they have questions, you're there to help them. But don't forget, like when you get into this part, you even say if lots of hands raise, make it a class discussion, right? Preempt some of that by, when kids bring something to you, is this, Miss Atkinson, is this strong? Okay, what's the criteria for strong versus weak? Oh yeah, A, B, and C. Good. You go ahead and figure that out. I'll be back in a minute. You're moving the seat of power away from you and into them. Okay? So other than that, like I love this whole thing, right? That you let them work in small groups, reporting back before you move them on to independent practice. Nicely done.